Hello everybody, Brian here. We are going to show you here, I haven't done this in a long time, Wednesday, April 13th. It is coming up to 3:30 p.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time. So what I want to show you is what's going on with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin's just getting slammed, let's just face it. It's hitting it hit its peak up here at $67,000, and it's drifted back down all the way since January of this year, and it's been bouncing around since, just doing classic mean reversion and whatnot. So what I decided to do is, what are the forecasts looking like for Bitcoin? Now I'm using MotiveWave with the premium her cycles for prediction. And we predicted last time that in the first week or so we'd hit a peak in April, which you look at end of March, and it extended beyond the first week of March. So that was correct, and then it drifted back. So these her cycles definitely have some relevance. So what we're looking at here with this triple diamond here is the important part. So that's where it's estimating the reversal point will be. So it's off roughly a few days, and then you look at the down cycle, and then it comes back and peaks. So this could be a reversal right here on the 11th, and then might have an upswing up until the end of April, maybe a few days before or after that peak, and it'll come back down. If you were part of my other course I just did, the top trader smart money, there's a reason for this I'm not going to get into, but I will say it's nothing to do with news, hedging. Just is crypto the alternative placed for the financial system? Really has nothing to do with that anymore. There's a lot of reasons for it. I'm not going to get into here, but I will tell you it's got nothing to do with what you think of. That's why it's called smart money. And these peaks and run-ups I don't think will be as strong as you can see here for the last 4 or 5 months, and then here. So what does that mean for me? Well, let me just say this. In my point of view, with this going on, there's very little money to be made here, and this is the largest coins out there. We've tried all the altcoins, all of these below. This is on CoinGecko.com. We've got here Bitcoin and Ethereum. So look at just the market caps alone. First of all, let's recognize we're not going to make money on stable coins. Okay, so when you factor in the 24-hour volume between Bitcoin and Ethereum, you got 26 billion, 16 billion for Ethereum. That alone is what, 42 billion. Tether isn't a significant crypto coin. Yes, that's a stable coin. So that you're not going to make money on that because it's the same performance as the US dollar. Then you get into the smaller coins, namely here BNB, and then we get into the USDC coin, which is another stable coin, so that takes care of Tether. And then we get in the other coins like Solana, XRP, Terra, and so on, or Cardano. So when you look at that volume on the Bitcoin versus Ethereum, this proves right here, and if you want to include the total market cap, this is why it's only better just to focus only on these coins here, Bitcoin and Ethereum. All the other ones I've tried for a long time to make money on. I think it's a tough game right now with the performance, just looking at the granddaddies of the space in crypto. So the solution is, as I've said in the last week or so, it's better to merge these two into the same view as overall options and futures at all. So when you look at the futures and options, Bitcoin, Ethereum, based upon the volumes of these other coins here, you're better off to as I said, focus on Bitcoin, Ethereum, treat them like a future or an option, no different than if you were to trade any commodity like an energy or financial like a treasury or whatnot, and run them up against in the same view. the other reason you do that is because in the CME you're able to now trade like a future or an option, both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So all these other coins, unless the CME adds those other coins to the CME, that's the smarter way to play it. Because the other reason I say that is because when you look at the retail crypto exchanges, we cannot sit here and say, yeah, they're a fair exchange to be part of anymore. Because when you look at what happened to the retail forex exchanges or brokers, they were very viable for a long time, and then they went and lost a lot of money, and a lot of money was taken out, so they lost a lot of their market share and just value and market cap as an entity. So they get desperate, start trading against you, start cheating. Who's to say that's not going to happen to the retail crypto space, like with the large US or Asian-based exchanges? So I'm kind of questioning that myself, the future of it, and let alone the regulation that I've highlighted in the last couple of weeks. That's another factor as well. So that's why I'm kind of more geared towards just looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum as a real crypto alternative, and only those as they get traded only on the CME. Sad for me to say that, it's just the state of affairs we're in. I do believe in crypto, obviously, but when you look at these kind of charts, especially like for a Bitcoin, it gets less and less relevant, and that's a daily chart. So these big, massive upswings are really hard to find. I do think as time moves on, I think they will get more important, but the ones that will get important will be Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, so enough of that as a rant. Let's take a look at Ethereum as well. So as you can see here, Ethereum has the same performance, price pattern, very similar to Bitcoin, other than, well, you think it's identical. You might get some stronger upswings with Ethereum. And when I run my portfolio analyzer against the grayscale instruments, the only one that gave a positive outlook, and that was a few days ago, was Ethereum. And it runs it against Litecoin, Ethereum Classic, another grayscale fund or trust fund with a mixed bag of all the alternative coins, and then of course Bitcoin and Ethereum. I mean, as I said, the only one that was positive, not very strong positive, was Ethereum. So just to give you an idea. So let's take a look at these swings here. Again, here it's marking here, March 13th as the last cycle, and then here, and then here. So I guess this will be the next point of peak at around the first week of May, first of May. Give it a couple of more days. The question is, how far up will that peak be? Okay. So again, this may be another form of a little reversal, but if you look at the overall performance, even going back a year, there might need to be a further downside for this to take shape. But do we get equivalent of a double top? Maybe. But it won't, if you look at this upswing here, it might not be as strong as the previous high. So that's just something else. But the next counteract is it could be here now in the last 2 days, and then another upswing. Now let's take a look at the buy and hold of just, let me see, weekly might be better. Okay, so here's the weekly view of holding Ethereum. Let me just pull up another better chart here. So again, I'm using Kraken for the data. Okay, so the upswings are just not there. We could have another situation here where we had head and shoulder maybe, and then just a complete. It's hard to say, but the performance there, it's hit its peak here, obviously back in November of last year, and people are struggling to try to make money here, and that's why there's the market cap is not as strong, especially for exchanges, because the money opportunity is not as strong as it was in crypto or in Bitcoin or Ethereum. So here, if I look at the same thing on the weekly view, same thing. Okay, so question is, will there be another big upswing to beat this high here of let's say in Bitcoin of around 65,000? Will there be that big swing again? I think it's hard to say, but looking at regulation, especially the CFTC and how the CFTC and SEC will attack the problem of all these alternative coins, and how they will force all the alternative coins to be forced to register. But on the other hand, you have the recent emails or correspondence coming out where there was definitely a abuse of SEC when it comes to the lawsuit of XRP and Ripple. So there's that, but I still think that the regulators are definitely trying to kill the overall performance of Bitcoin, crypto, and all that. So I guess the question is, where do you go? As I said before, I think the best place to honestly go, as regulators step in, you have two choices. We have the economy heading into a major recession. And I say that when you look at the debt, you look at so on. I do believe that it's not going to get really stronger long term. Somebody's going to have to pay that piper of debt, and that's going to affect everybody. So the original concept was that crypto would save the day. When you look at these kind of charts, you would expect both Bitcoin and Ethereum would be taking off with the uncertainty out there, and it's not. So that's kind of suppressed for a reason. I think it's been suppressed no different than gold. Gold's a big one. Oil's totally different because it's pure supply and demand on economic activity. But where's the next place to go? When I've looked at my trading baskets that I've generated, a lot of the growth is in currencies. Maybe you might get the odd, with the inflation, you might be able to benefit off of some of the commodities like agriculture and obviously natural gas, oil, performance there. You're not getting the same performance long term with gold. Definitely not with silver. Like my portfolio optimizer says so I'm not just saying that off the cusp. It's using pure data, market data over the last year or so as a way to use that past data and then forecast the outlook for the future, and then being able to use that to know where to deploy capital, and not only that, be able to deploy it with the automated generated weightings for those mini trading baskets. And they've had amazing results. Like some of them were generating up to 400%. So currencies is a place to be, our traditional currencies. And might as well say this here in this video, is we are looking at the outlook for both Ethereum and Bitcoin, and to me it's not that strong. So as a result, I'm merging everything, I think, into not using investing into futures and options directly, but being able to use that data, which I'll have access to on Interactive Brokers, and then be able to use that data and then deploy my trading capital decisions on currencies as well as ETFs. ETFs is the place to be. I mean, you don't need to deny that. You know, when you get large ETF players like Vanguard and BlackRock, I mean, that's why ETFs have just blown up. They're a huge asset class, probably the biggest out there, despite what you think of the investment decisions and how they run. BlackRock and Vanguard's a different story, but in terms of as an asset class, ETFs is the place to go. There are many alternative ETFs, lower cost to invest into, and get similar performance that you would get on a larger one like an iShare or Vanguard. So I'm investigating that. So that's my direction. And as I've also identified as well, if you want to get into the crypto, you might want to just take a look at Grayscale, those trust funds for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so on. I've already got a video on that. So that's where I'm going with all this. Anyways, so that's where it's at. I'm going to shut up now. But if you want to learn more on what I do, just go over to quantlabs.net/contact. You'll get that in the description. You can sign up to my form, and you'll get some free PDFs. I might actually change the bonus something to a little more popular, I think, more relevant as well for the times that we're in. Just fill out this form and get your info there now. All right, thanks for watching. Have yourselves a good day. Bye.